What's up, guys? Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's August 2015 and I wanted to make a little video blog. I haven't done this in a little bit, and I have a story for you guys that I think has a really good message that you're probably going to want to hear. So hopefully you'll stick around for the duration of the video. I promise you it'll be worth your time. Alright, so a little background. This story really began when we were in high school. Alright, now I'm going to use the term my friend just because I want to keep my friend's privacy intact. So this is a friend of mine. Alright, my friend and I in high school were decent friends. We didn't hang out very often. However, if we saw each other in the hallway or we had classes together, we were very friendly. It was just a cool kind of thing. Now fast forward a little time, a little after high school, a very good and close personal friend of mine had passed away. Now his name was Dion. I have another video on him. Dion had been a mutual friend of myself and the friend I'm talking about. So when Dion passed away, I remember going to the wake, and my other friend who was there, we sort of hit it off again, because I hadn't seen him in a little while after high school. So we became close because of my friend Dion, who had passed away. So then we started hanging out. We got to be really close, and I'd go to his house and be with his family. It was great. So as time goes by, we stayed close friends, and his life was not going the direction I think he wanted it to. He wasn't mixed up in bad things. He just wanted a little bit more out of things. So he joined the Army, and he joined the Army when he was like 25 or 26. Which is considered a little bit older for like a young man's sort of standard of joining the Army. You know, when I joined the Army, I was 18. So as time went, he found out that he was going to be deployed to Afghanistan. And a couple months before he was deployed, his mother had passed away. Now, she had been battling with diabetes, and everybody loved her. She had a heart of gold. The woman was, everybody just sort of called her mom around the house, you know, when we go visit her. And she really had a heart of gold, like I said. So when she passed, everybody was really sad about this, especially my friend. Obviously, it was his mother, right? Now, here's the thing. According to my knowledge, he didn't tell his mother that he was going to be deployed to Afghanistan. So his mother had passed away without him knowing, without her knowing that he was going to be deployed to Afghanistan. And I think that was kind of something that was for the better. Maybe she rested a little bit easier before she had passed away, knowing that, or I should say not knowing that her son was going to a combat, war zone. So, after his mother had passed away, he had gotten married as well, right around that same time period. Actually, maybe a little bit before that. So he gets deployed to Afghanistan. He's married. His mother had just passed away before. About halfway through his deployment, his younger brother, who was probably about 23 or 24 at the time, had been walking across the major road and got hit by a vehicle. And he passed away. So now the Red Cross or the Army, whoever it might be, I don't know the details, but they flew him home from Afghanistan. And when he got home, there was a little bit of a battle between his younger brother's wife, her wishes on what she wanted to do with him and his remains. They wanted to have him cremated, and he, my friend, wanted to have his brother buried. And to his chagrin, and I think maybe his sister-in-law, his little brother's wife, might have been spiteful and did it the way she wanted anyway. So anyway, he come home. Up to this point, his mom passed away. He's been deployed to a to a combat zone. Flies home to basically see his little brother off. And at that point, nobody could have told him, hey, you're gonna go back, or whatever, like if you don't go back, you're a coward. Absolutely not. I think everybody in their right mind would have been like, hey, dude, you don't have to go back. But this was his character. He said he had an obligation and he was going to fulfill that obligation. So he went back to Afghanistan. Shortly before he came home from Afghanistan, his wife said she wanted to divorce him, which I think was for the good. So just as another obstacle in the way of his life. And they went through the long divorce proceedings and all that, and it was getting sort of bitter in certain ways, and he winds up becoming divorced. Now, after he had been home, he's trying to reorganize his life. And he still has a sister in his life. So I'm like, hey, to my friend, let's go work out. And so I brought him to a CrossFit gym, Spartan Performance, a great gym. And after our workout, he went outside to use the phone. And when he came back, he opened the door and he looked very angry to me. Like, I thought he wanted to fight me. He says, "Yo, Joe." He's like, "Yo, Joe, I want to talk to you right now." So I'm like, oh man, what's going on? This guy's like angry with me. I was like upset. So I walk out the door and shut the door. And he collapses to his hands and knees and he starts yelling, "Why is this happening to me?" His sister, who was in the hospital, she had lupus. She passed away. So in 16 months, he lost his mother, his brother, went through a divorce, and lost his sister. And 12 out of those 16 months, he was in Afghanistan. So we're talking about a person here who has been through so many obstacles. Now, the reason why I'm telling this story is because it took him a little time to get himself together. And when he did, he applied himself. And now he's in Virginia and he's a police officer. And the one thing I can remember throughout high school, as far as our relationship, was that he always wanted to be a police officer. So he met his goal. And so what I'm conveying to you here is a message of perseverance. I know many people out there are going through a long and hard battle, and sometimes you don't know whose battles are what and what they're fighting. But there are people out there that have had it worse and have persevered. So hopefully you take that message, and I'll tell you, my friend, certainly that was a rocky road to Dublin for him, but now he's where he wants to be. And hopefully you guys can take that message, apply it to yourself. Know that you can keep your goals in sight and move forward. Thanks for listening, guys. Respect and love. Later.